Welcome to Gettin Deep. We tried at the start writing some jokes. If you can get through 20 minutes of that horse shit, then there's an actual pod.
We actually got to some jokes.
Yeah, we got to an actual workable premise,
Yeah.
I think.
We got two jokes we're going to work on out of it.
There's 20 minutes of talking about Bhutan and Adventure World.
You get to see how a joke is made. We start off this like we're going to workshop some jokes to get to jokes. And
the thing we actually get to has nothing to do with Adventure World at all.
I started complaining about Adventure World, and then we ended up writing a joke about him having a war in the middle intestine.
Yeah, and then we...
So that's it.
Yeah, and then it was a lot of just talking about shit.
We got there. Watch it. We're going to do a joke workshopping podcast.
Well, the weird thing about writing jokes is that a lot of the time it's not really that funny because you're just like nutting out an idea and then you're like trying to find how it could potentially be funny. I'm sure some people are just fucking awesome and it's funny from the get-go, whatever. But it's like, you're just like, here's the idea, and then you sort of just dig into it a little bit, and then you're like, maybe this could be funny. And then, so, I don't know, the pod, it feels like it could be interesting, but will it be funny? Maybe, probably not.
Yeah, the funny part might be out the window.
Yeah,
but insightfulness.
I think someone out there might find it interesting to see how a concept begins, talking about it, and then being like, this idea kind of sucks. I don't think it's worth trying. But like,
And saying and then joke broken down.
Yeah.
Because like I think some jokes I've done, people are like, "What the fuck are you thinking about saying that?" And it's like, dude, there's so much more to this in my head than it is yours, but I'm trying to make it so it makes sense to you.
Yeah, I guess for instance, I have that one thing where I talk about how my mum was pregnant with my brother, and I was like, "Mum, are you making me a new friend?" And she's like, "No, we're just understaffed because she's Asian." And then, but it started at like, the truth is that like, that's a stereotype. How do I get there? But not in like, here's the stereotype, just straight up. I want to get to it in a roundabout way.
That you thought it, not me.
Yeah. And you never say explicitly, like I was saying this earlier, how you never say the word restaurant or laundromat or...
What business?
So the business is out of the equation, but people will come up afterwards and be like, wow, that joke about the restaurant is funny. And I'm like, I never said restaurant. You thought restaurant.
And that's it.
And that's the end of the story.
Yeah.
But it's like... But I think that might be a good place to start, is like a bit that sort of works, and then what's something else you might be able to get out of it. Because once something's working, then people are sort of on board with the concept.
But I reckon we start on something that we don't know if it works and figure it out.
With that's also an idea, yeah.
Yeah. Like if we start with a full loan, like nothing.
Okay.
In this pod. Like an airball, something a note we've written, and then be like, why do we think this is funny? How can we make this funny to people?
Sure. I will. Do you want to present an idea, or I'll have a look at my notes?
I was thinking to do the ankle, but we've already kind of fucked with that. So let's not do that. I'm just going to go to my own notes.
Well, we were talking about this earlier. But
pick a number between 1 and 7.
7.
Okay.
7's my favourite number to draw. And I draw it with a little line through it.
Do you want to... I'll do it with a line. I'll do it with a line so people know it's a 7, not a 1, or a fucking some other number because my writing's so bad.
Yeah. What's your favourite number to draw?
8.
Oh, God, I hate 8.
Why? It's infinity.
Yeah, but it's so awkward because sometimes the top will be smaller than the bottom.
Oh, the symmetricalness pisses you off.
Yeah, I can't deal with it.
That makes sense.
It's not straight lines.
That's why I can do it better, because I can't do straight lines.
If it was 2 triangles, I'd be on board.
I'd fuck it up.
Yeah, but
I'd be like the 8.
Since it's a circle and a circle, 2 circles will never be the same, at least when I draw them.
Wobbly is easier for me to do. I can do wobbly better than I can do straight. Straight's harder.
I don't like 8.
No, I like 8.
You can't perfect 8.
Yeah, you can.
Well, I can't.
You just accept it for what it is.
Dude, I have really tried. I'm telling you now, I've tried a lot to draw better 8s.
Why don't you do deliberate small, big bottom? Like big, small top, big bottom.
No, but I want them to be the same.
Yeah, but the speed at what you're doing that is wild.
Why?
Of course it's going to come out inconsistent.
Well, that looks okay.
Yeah, I know, but it was like...
Well, I've practiced.
All right, I've got one.
Sure. What's the concept?
This is...
By the way, I'm Martin Darcy. Hello. I perform comedy sometimes.
This is... so I was at Venture World recently, and I was like, what's the easiest way for everyone to think you're an arsehole?
Have your face.
Get a fast pass at Adventure World.
What is I've never been to Adventure World.
So Adventure World, if anyone doesn't know Adventure World as well as mine, it's a fucking... what you pay one entry fee and then you go on all the rides for free. So it's so it's like there's rides
so
and
fast
shit.
pass is like get to the front of the line.
Skip the line.
How expensive is it?
It's not... It is expensive. It's like double the ticket price.
How much is a ticket?
$70 for an adult.
So it's 140
Yeah.
extra.
No, it's like another 70 on top or another 50 on top or something, right? But if you've got to, like me, I've got to pay for 4 people to go, and it's $50 a kid. So I'm paying $220 to go, right?
But there's some rich cunts that don't even think about this.
But that's the point, right? How do you prove you're an asshole? Instantly, buy a fast pass. Because what you're saying is it's pay to play. So
Life is pay to play.
Yeah, I know, but then it's like, well, if that's the case, why don't you just put fucking, just have a different day it opens up for exclusive people with a lower amount, with a higher ticket price, you know? But instead you just go, oh, this cunt who has way more money than us, it's like a family's come out one day of the fucking year to come here, and then some cunt can just skip the line over and over again.
Oh, so it's not like
It's not a one-time pass. It's a all day, the fucking wherever you want to go, and you just...
Yeah, and then if multiple people have the pass, then some people never get on, basically.
I watched one point where like a few people just like blocked the ride, and it made the line 3 times as slow, and you're like, oh, I hate you now. Like, and it's like, but then what have I written here? Because obviously this is a complaint at first.
Yeah.
So I was like, I've got to make this funny instead of me just bitching. I was like, you want to find the easiest...
You could read like a manifesto.
Yeah, you could just like, I'm pissed off at rich people again. I was like, I get why the fuck you'd want to wait, why you would want to wait in lines when you've got enough money to breeze past all the peasants. But you know, what if you live near Adventure World and you have enough money to pay for a fast pass? Why don't you just jump on a flight and go to some real theme parks, like a real fuckwit?
Yeah, like
if you've got enough
Island.
Yeah, like, well, if you've got enough money to pay for a fast pass for your whole family at Adventure World, it's like, do you realise you could have just gotten a flight and go to the Gold Coast and go to some like dope parks?
This thing looks like it's wearing a top hat. Sorry.
This bit's not that funny.
I just don't relate to it at all.
I guess you haven't been to Adventure World, or you don't really care about theme parks, right?
Yeah, not really. Not me specifically. But I guess anything is translatable as long as you can dial in on what the feeling is. And the feeling is frustration.
Well, it's annoying. What have I written here as well? Entries should at least be free if the rich cunts don't have to line up. Yeah, so it's like if you're charging poor people to get in and then charging more for rich cunts to skip lines, why don't you just make it free for poor people and then rich people are the only ones that pay? Because essentially, you're being like charged to be slower because you didn't pay enough to get in.
That's like, the theme park is like a metaphor for life.
You get more money, you get more advantage. But it's...
Of course. At the moment, it's just like a good point, but...
Yeah, I know there's a way to make it funny because it is a good point.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, why the fuck are the poor people still paying to be held back again? It's like, we already paid to get in here. We should all be on the level playing field when we get in. If there's a price to get in. If it's free, and then you got to pay to get on, then you get to skip. But now you've got to pay to get in and you've got to pay to get on. What's the fucking point? I mean, it's the only theme park in WA, so it gets all the business anyway, and it still makes enough money to run. But it's like that pushes me away from going.
Who runs it?
Rich cunts. It's been around since like 1920.
Is it like a Disney?
Nah, it's just Venture World. It's its own brand.
Adventure World is like DreamWorks.
Yeah.
Versus Disney.
Nah, because Disney is still a brand. It's like Wet n Wild. That's its own brand.
It sounds so sexual.
That's obviously the plan.
Yeah.
It's a water park.
No denture Adventure World.
Hey, we're not going back there again. I don't know. To me, I go like, I could afford it, but I don't want to buy the ticket because I don't want to be a dick and I don't want to teach my kids to be a dick. It's like, we've gone to this place, we've got to be fair. But it's like, it's essentially not a fair place. So it's like, do I teach my kids?
It's so weird that a place that is like, because you call a place that you go on to rides, you call it a fair. But it's not fair. Like, it's unfair.
Well, you have to pay a fare to go to the fair.
But like going to the county fair.
Yeah.
But it's not fair. It's like the logic. The word is.
Yeah.
It's like an oxymoron.
But it's the same as like.
These fucking oxymorons are getting to the front of the line.
But you've got to pay a fare as well. But paying a fare isn't fair.
But it's
a trade.
But it's like extra. You're getting taxed again.
We're back on the tax.
I hate tax.
It is like, yeah. You're saying it's fair. How the fuck did they say fair as in like equal and fair as in bring all your shit and have a fun time as the same word with different spelling?
It's like FETE, a fair, a fate.
A fair is
Fare.
FARE. That's like a fate is a fair that way.
FAIRE
is fair, like equal.
No. A fair is like an event. Like going to the county fair, is that not a thing?
Yeah. No. Oh, is this still recording? I don't know. I'm gonna look this up. That's what I'm gonna do.
I'm pretty sure a county fair is like it's like
I feel like they're spelled the same now.
It's like a mini version of Dreamworld that goes around.
Oh no! So fair RE is to pay, and IR is equal and the fucking place.
But it's not equal.
No, but that's what it means, equal. But
both definitions are in opposition.
Yeah, but that's what it's meant to mean.
But it's spelt wrong. Well, it's spelt the same, but it means opposite.
Because it's an impartial and just without favoritism or discrimination is meaning one. Oh, it also means light or blonde.
Yeah, those people do get to the front of the line.
The gingers?
Well, just people that are light-skinned.
No, we don't. Oh, yeah, they do.
That's just, yeah, anyway.
This hasn't got the other one.
Yeah, put in like county in front of it. Like fair.
Well, I feel like we've spazzed it out here that we've made a word up that we both think exists.
No, I'm pretty sure fair is a thing.
Same.
A county fair is a public event.
There's a fair there. It's got fucking 3 meanings. English is so cooked.
And it's not even under the lines of the definitions on Google. Not that Google is the
whatever. Yeah, it is Google. It's retarded.
Anyway,
I think that screen recording's gone now, eh?
So far, this idea is not very funny, but it's...
this joke sucks. I've got nowhere to go.
There might be something in it. But this is the thing. Like, you sit down and you think about something for a long time, and then you're like, maybe this will be funny. But then they don't have any of the context of what led to that point.
Actually, I'll tell you the context of what made me write that.
Yeah.
Maybe that'll work.
You were probably at Dreamworld, I assume. Or Adventureland.
I was at Adventureworld,
yeah.
and I was in a line, and some little cunts cut.
And then
because they had a fast pass.
And then you flinched and you were ready to punch him in the head.
I was like, it's bullshit. And like the instant, like when I see something that I don't like, I more go to like, especially if I'm with the kids, I'm like, how do I make this make sense? Or what's to learn here?
Yeah.
And what is to learn there what do you tell your kid? They've got more money than us? Then all you're teaching is consumerism. which is like now I've got to tell my kid to make more money, which is then leading him down that path of like you're never going to be happy because all you're doing is doing your job so you can get cash so you can do more shit like beat cunts at Adventure World, which is completely fucking pointless in my eyes because I don't want to teach him to constantly need money.
Yeah.
I want him to chase happiness like the Bhutanese.
Who's the... what?
Bhutan is a country...
Yeah, I know where Bhutan is.
Yeah, they're Bhutanese people.
Are they happy?
They don't work off... the government doesn't work off GDP, which is gross domestic product, which is like how you figure out...
domestic violence.
Yeah. Nah, it's beautiful.
That's what runs the country, I think. I don't know a lot about Bhutan, but I assume that's what it runs on.
No. So Bhutan has like a something H. GH something, I think it's, which is general happiness counter.
Can you spend happiness?
Look, I'm going to look this up on here, and I'll be able to tell you what it is. So the thing is, they're trying to figure out the general happiness of people as opposed to the productivity people. Gross national happiness, that's what it's called, the gross national happiness for philosophy. And they have...
Prioritises well-being and happiness over solely economic growth.
Yeah. So the government has a G&H committee that goes through all the policies before they go through the Senate to see if they're going to tick off the gross national happiness first before approving it as a law.
Who's on the committee?
Hired officials. The people are like, yeah, we like them people. They're going to figure out our happiness.
But how corrupt are these officials?
Not in Bhutan.
Is Bhutan a third world country?
Some parts, yeah. But they're so happy. Every person I've met in Bhutan is like the happiest motherfucker ever. It's so nice. So the place might suck in some places because...
The name is so close to like Bhutanese.
It's stuck in the middle of fucking nowhere. But look. So the most recent survey from 2022 sampled 1.4 of the population and gave the country an average happiness score of 0.781 out of 1. A score that defines the Bhutanese as precisely 3.3% happier than they were in 2015.
So I was going to ring my brother and have him see if... I'm going to message him and see if he's...
ready for to see if he's got an input on this. But yeah, so like that's what I was doing. I was like, how do I justify this to the kids that some cunts can just cut because they've got more money without going into consumerism? And I was like, they're just assholes.
Sorry, I'm messaging my missus. And now I'm going to message my brother. Consumerism.
That's basically what I'm trying not to teach the kids. Because I think of it's like a world trap. Maybe that's how I find this funny. Is like it's just another trap in the machine of trying to get everyone to spend more money and use more money. Like they make it competitive. Being at Adventure World becomes competitive with your normal person because some kid that's got more money than you can go faster than you.
Yeah, they've got no gross happiness consultants.
They don't have a fucking, what do they call it? Gross national happiness
index
committee to be like, what's going to make the general happiness of the people at this park happier?
But it doesn't really make money.
It does. Because
happiness. Well, when people are happier, they work better.
I think to a degree, some people would make money and some people wouldn't.
But Bhutan is still a third world country.
I don't know if it's third world. We'll find out. Let's see if it's third world.
It's a fourth dimensional country.
Definitely four dimensional. They've got more dimensions.
Bhutan.
Bhutan is no longer considered a third world, or at least developed
as of
country.
2023. That's quite recent.
Well, the happiness is working,
yeah,
isn't it? It's happening. They've graduated. Oh, that's such a fucking ridiculous term. They've officially graduated from the UN's LDC list. What's the LDC list? Least developed country.
it's like almost a slur.
That is you've officially graduated.
You're an LD, least developed. Yeah.
So is there like I'm looking that up, man. What's the UN's
least developed country
LDC list and who's on it? Fuck, I love the internet. List of LDCs.
LCD's nuts.
This is wild. Oh, Afghanistan's number 1.
Is that because they just spend so long getting bombed?
It's been getting fucking exploded forever, dude. This is all
Angola, Bangladesh. That's where I got my shirt. Benin. I don't know. I've never heard of
I
Benin.
don't know what Benin is, but I mean, I reckon you're Benin. You're in Benin.
Burkina Faso. Some of these people, these don't really sound like places.
Well, they're least developed countries, bro. Burinda. Cambodia. How the fuck is Cambodia 7?
Yeah,
They've like one of the drug capitals of the world. They make bulk coin.
Cambodia is below a lot of like Sudan.
Central African
Uganda.
Republic. Chad. I love how Chad's on there. Probably call Chad up and be like, bro, you need to develop some more, bro.
Need to develop those biceps, bros.
Get stronger. Congo.
It does remind me, like, once upon a time, I went to the gym with this guy and he was going into the army and he was, like, fully, really serious. Like, man, like, he's, like, intense, like an intense dude. He's in the Air Force now. But the point is that he was fully... I was going to the gym. I was a fat fuck at the time. And he's intense. He's like, man, going to the gym, it's like going to war, man. It's like going to a battle. And I'm just like trying to do leg extensions.
Try to build a muscle, cunt. Fucking chill out.
But it's like, I think the idea is kind of like, I'm sure there's people somewhere that are wishing they were only being bombarded with like shitty music. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh, like he was saying it's like a war when you go to the gym because you're doing all the crap music.
No. He's just saying like you're like fighting at the gym. You're fighting for what you want. You're fighting for your gains. It's a war against yourself. I'm like, I think there's people that are in a real wars
That are seriously suffering.
that would like some rubber mats and
like-
fucking music videos on the TV or whatever the fuck.
It's definitely better.
Yeah. Like they're not getting bombarded with motivational quotes. It's like shrapnel.
Yeah, they're actually dying.
But then one time, there was a KFC that was 3 blocks from the gym, and I smashed some KFC beforehand. And then,
He could smell it. He's like, dog.
well, then I went and we did squats, and now that is a real battle. That's an internal.
getting back
That's
up part?
internal conflict. We're fighting over Gaza or whatever. You know, like there is a
Your body was like, I'm going to reject some shit in a minute.
Yeah, there's turmoil in the Middle East section of my kidney, or like they're trying to get oil extracted
Like,
from.
what have we done?
You know, it's
Chicken.
Yeah.
Squeezing that oil out of that chicken breast.
Yeah, the chicken. Well, the chicken is like, I don't know. America's implanted itself into wherever, and then wherever they go, you know how they are. And then
They've created a psyop to convince you to buy KFC.
yeah, covert narcissists have flown in
So they can
in the night.
extract the fucking kidney juices from the oil with the oil.
Yeah, I like the idea of like little choppers, like.
He knows.
Oh yeah, get him. But yeah, just the idea of like, it's not a battle, man. Just relax. Well, it is sort of, but
I think it's his personal way of motivating himself. Is telling himself like, if it's war, you're gonna die if you don't get your gains.
well, he's gay.
What? Doesn't surprise me.
He was the only battle he was having was with his sexuality.
Yeah, man, he was in there like,
He was in the struggle,
fucking push the guy away.
and now he's like, actually,
You know what? This is kind of fun.
yeah, I actually like being gay. It's pretty cool.
I'm enjoying sucking some dick. Yeah, no,
But yeah, the idea of, I don't know, I kind of, maybe that is something that was related to this.
yeah, no, I get it.
Uh,
The war zone inside yourself after fucking eating KFC and going for squats.
Yeah, it's kind of like almost like the pressure building inside. It's like my sphincter became like a hydraulic press, and it's just like
Ready to pop at any minute.
yeah. And like as I'm getting deeper in the squat, it's like, or like as I get deeper, it becomes like it could be an act out of like I'm at the top. I'm something banned from the gym. It's just like, you know, like personal best, something banned.
Shat yourself.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
no.
Well, it's like something. This is your new nickname. You know what I mean? Like, it's like this. Like you're doing well. Something.
Kicking ass, you shit
Shit
yourself.
yourself at the gym.
Yeah.
Gym shit squatter.
Yeah.
Squat toilet.
Shitty squad boy.
Yeah. Poopy squat.
Doesn't know the difference between gym and a toilet.
Yeah. Gym's toilet. Gym's gym.
Gym's gym. Gym's gym.
Well, maybe this is an interesting premise.
Yeah, I reckon we run with that. That's better than my Adventure World
What is it
complaint.
like? Battle gym.
The battle of Jim's gym and the KFC.
God.
The KFC squats.
Yeah. Well, the premise is clear cut because there's two things in
Yeah.
opposition.
Well, you're getting a war.
Yeah.
You're
it's-
comparing the war. So you've got the simile is you're comparing the war in some country compared to the war inside yourself.
and then you just never say the country. Otherwise, it's too.
It's too fucking jarring.
and-
I think maybe even if you run it like the version that it's like against him and you, like he's like it's like war, and you're like I never
I'm like
understood that.
Sweden. I'm just indifferent. I'm
Well,
like,
I never understood that until
until I ate KFC.
it went squat.
Yeah, internal struggle. There must be some sort of like internal conflict.
Yeah, because that's like, and then you can relate it to
Conflict
like
in the Middle East and my pancreas or whatever is kind of funny.
you know, your intestines.
Yeah, in the Middle East of my large intestine, small intestine.
Just Middle East of my intestines. The Middle Eastern intestine.
Because Middle East is
Oh no, just Middle East intestine.
Middle East intestine.
You know, Middle Eastine.
Or just my testines.
No, I think if you say Middle Eastine,
It sounds like molestine.
yeah, but like it's like you're saying Middle East, but you're saying Middle Intestine because the Middle Intestine doesn't
Middle
exist.
of the night.
Well, the Middle Intestine doesn't exist. It's just a large and a small.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So you're like Middle Intestine, Middle Estine.
And they're like, it's an aggressive takeover into the sphincter. Like,
Yeah.
they're marching forward, and I'm like, I can't stop. Like, what's gonna happen first? My PB or
My shit.
yeah?
I think not even East Intestine, just Middle Intestine, because there's no Middle Intestine.
I think this premise is fun.
We got there
Yeah,
in the most roundabout
it's
fucking
so
way.
unrelated to fucking theme parks. So this is how comedy works.
It literally is. There's the most. It's nothing close to
But
what
we never would have gotten to this idea if we didn't go through 20 minutes of whatever the fuck talking about.
it was literally like 20 minutes of complaining.
It was just like, yeah, you're complaining to the manager, and then we're just like Googling definitions.
Well, it was me like, I'm like, this is why I understand this, that, but now we're in fucking Sierra Leone.
Well, everyone stop listening now.
No, this is where it starts.
This is where I start talking about my Aboriginal material. I got these 16 minutes of Aboriginal material that I'm working on.
Never going to see the light of day.
Yeah.
But I think if you started off with like this guy I used to train with, he told me it was like a
he's
war.
so full on.
But that's
like,
the thing, like
relax.
that's great. Like you're like I never understood it, you know. And then I found out he was at war with himself because he couldn't come out of the closet or whatever.
Oh yeah.
So you could throw that away too.
Yeah.
Like you can just throw that in there. But he's like, but I finally got the war in the gym that day. I went there after eating KFC. And then you're kind of building a tension of like...
And it's kind of funny because KFC is greasy, so it is a battle over oil.
Yeah. You know?
Something in this has to work.
There's so many bits of it that are going to work.
Something has to work. There's so much here.
It's too much to connected. Because I think if you start it with like, didn't get what he was saying...
I think the thing, I'll just go to like Mad Cow and just talk about it with what I've got in my head.
This is what I do.
And then...
I throw all these weird ideas out and then go try and see
then
where
you
it
just
comes.
edit it later.
Yeah.
Because the stakes are so low at Mad. If you bomb at Mad Cow, did a tree really fall over?
No one cares.
Like if a tree falls over at Mad Cow, will he still get a spot? Probably.
Yeah, that's the best part about it. Is they're like, eat shit, fine. But then you really don't eat shit because you're
Context.
not worried
Mad
about
Cow's
it.
like a terrible gig.
It's a dope gig.
But that's what makes it good.
Yeah,
Is
'cause-
that the stakes are so low that you can just drop the N-bomb 17 times in a row. And
it's
Dan will be like,
all
you
good."
know what? I liked what you did artistically. You tried 17 different languages,
Didn't work.
17 different accents. It was fucking pretty cool,
You
actually.
gave it a red hot crack.
and you're banned. No.
I'm trying to what. So it's a battle for oil.
It's a battle over oil. Or the root cause is oil.
That's where it is. The root cause is oil. Is,
That's the link.
none of this would have happened if there was no oil involved.
Because, yeah, it's interesting because Norman talks about this. If you're going to do a comparison, it can't just be like...
Blatant, like, this is like that.
Yeah, but this is like that.
Because...
It can't just be like my girlfriend's like a table because she's on all fours or something like that.
Yeah.
Like, it's got to be like, it's got to smell and feel the same. Like it's got to have the same feeling.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's just like, yeah, whatever. It's interesting because I was talking to my girlfriend's roommate about joke writing and I was like, you just smash two ideas. This is before I understood that it's got to feel the same.
Yeah.
I was like, you smash two ideas together.
Make it work.
And you find the similarities and you find humor. And then she was like, oh, okay, so a kite is like floss because it's like string.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, that's a similarity, but what do you mean? And she's like, that's similar. I'm like, yeah, but what are you trying to say? Like a kite and not fairy floss, but like teeth floss is the same because it's string. Yeah.
Yeah, you're making a point.
Yeah, well, it's not even a point.
It's just
like,
a fact.
It's just like both are string.
That's a
but
fact.
Then what? Like,
well, it's like, but she didn't find anything different. She found two things that were similar.
Yeah.
And then was like, they're similar. And you're like, no shit, cunt.
They got to be like disparate ideas, and you've got to bring them together.
They've got to be separate. Like
both are already string.
Yeah, they're already there. It's got to be like my phone's like my can, and you're like, why? And you're like, fucking.
Because I've shove it up my ass.
Because the more I play with it, the more weird shit happens.
Yeah.
Like it's okay. You put two ideas that are different. The more I fuck around with it, it's like, what are you doing?
Yeah. You just
look at me funny.
There's got to be enough of a gap.
They have to be disconnected. They can't be two of the same thing. Literally, cannot be two of the same thing.
It can't be like a person and another person, but a different color.
Yeah, like white and black. I mean, you can do that.
Well, actually, people have done that. So
I've got an idea. On this, right? So
yeah,
you know the difference.
Oh, crude
oil and seed oil, right?
What's
the difference between crude oil and seed oil? Right?
I have no clue.
Either do I. That's why I wrote it into Google to give us an answer, right? Crude oil is extracted from the earth, while seed oil is also known as vegetable oil, is derived from plants. Okay, so, I mean, if you want to call the earth a big plant, whatever, we can do that.
I don't, but...
Crude oil is primarily composed of hydrocarbons. Seed oil is primarily composed of what? Nothing. Doesn't say any different. Cool. Used as raw material for various products, including fuels, plastics, and lubricants. Can be used in industrial applications such as lubricants and biofuels. Same thing to me, man.
Well, it might be... what other things are related to Afghanistan? There's obviously oil.
The Taliban?
Oh,
I got Taliban from the place.
Yeah, I got Taliban from the gym.
Called me up on the tally and told I was banned. That's so corny.
Was it Bush?
Bush invaded Afghanistan.
Yeah.
I think that's too far of a... Oh, maybe not, actually. I think Cheney fucked heaps of Afghanistan.
Dick Cheney?
Yeah, I think he was... Yeah, because Cheney was the VP who did all the shit. Yeah.
Sounds like a dick that's chained up.
It's so good. He's got one of those little cock puppets.
He's like a rapper almost, like 2 Chainz, but Dick Cheney.
Yeah, Dick Cheney is a rapper name.
Dick Chain.
Dick Chain.
Or just the chain of dicks. Made of dicks.
Fuck yeah. Why isn't his missus name Lucy? Lucy Cheney and Dick Cheney would be a dope combo.
Why is his kid not named 2 Cheney? And he's just got a mad grill.
Oh, can't. He would have so much money.
Yeah. Well, anyway, Dick Cheney, Bush.
Neither of these things would happen if there was no oil. That's where I was thinking in my head.
Yeah, and it's interesting because he's gay now and he's all oiled up. There's
Oh,
oil all the way. There's turtles all the way down. It's like the oil is the connector.
the oil is definitely connecting in there because war's an oil. Because when you think of war,
Like he's war, the sexuality war with him, like his own internal struggle. He was like so hell bent on being a manly man that he like is now with a man.
so I got it. I got where the oil joins in his part. So you like
It's up his part.
none of this would have happened if there was no oil involved because you're talking about the war, your fucking stomach war. You're like, but it turns out the key factor in my mate beating his war was finding out that he liked oil. Everyone's like, what the fuck do you mean he likes oil? Because like when you're gay, you use a lot of baby oil.
Oh, so we've gone all the way to the diddler.
Come back to gayness again. I don't know if that works.
It could do. Anyway, he was in Diddy's.
Oh no, because once he's seen an oiled man, he realised that's what he truly wanted.
Yeah, as soon as you added oil,
Yeah.
like he saw a normal man and he's like, ah.
Yeah, but then an oiled man is like, oh.
Once he's oiled up, he's like, oil was the
Yeah.
great connector. Anyway, we've been dating for 6 months. That's some gay shit. This guy gets it. Hey.
Get out of here, Dad.
Yeah, it's my dad. Dude, that's so shit.
Oh.
Anyway, I think this is a premise.
The middle intestine is definitely a line you have to use.
Yeah.
It was like a war in my middle intestine.
I just think Middle East, like, because Middle East is immediately assumed Iran.
Yeah, but that's kind of the part. Like, you don't want to stick it to a country. But intestine sounds like east.
Yeah, but Middle East is not a place. Well, it is a place,
it
but it's
is.
not specific. Like it's not just
It's a war. Yeah, it's a war zone. But that's what I mean. If you say the war was in my middle intestine, even if you do the pause,
Man, I'll try both, but I think, in my opinion, Middle East is the.
I think it won't laugh because it's like it's normal. You know what I mean? It's kind of like wars are in the Middle East,
Yeah, Middle East of my abdomen.
which is the middle intestine.
But there's no middle
That's exactly the point. It doesn't exist. You're making it exist by relating it to that.
Anyway, I'll try both. This is how it works. You just got to try both.
Yeah, you go. I believe in the middle intestine.
Yeah.
Oh,
The war in the middle intestine.
that's what. Yeah, it's like, but I think if you're like, man, I believed in the middle intestine would win. Nah, that's fucked.
The war on drugs. There's a war on everything.
Yeah, it's fucking propaganda. Trying to make money one way or another.
The word war.
Yeah, too bad that the war means it's never going to end.
Well,
War just means there's continuing conflict, not that there's a resolution.
that seems like a fun premise. I don't know what the premise is exactly. It's just like
There's a lot of weird ideas in there. I think it's like he said it was always war.
Yeah.
Turns out he was at war with himself.
Well, what else in
be
the
gay.
Yeah, but what else is in the gym that's like? What even prepares you for war in a gym?
Nothing.
They have the battle ropes.
Yeah, it's pulling a rope, cunt.
But you're also doing this.
Yeah, but it's just muscles, bro.
But
It's
like, what is this? What battle?
no, that's like back muscles.
But
That's what it trains. I can tell you what it trains, but I don't know why.
But like, what battle is that going to help you in? Like a battle with an octopus?
Whacking multiple dudes off at a time. Like
Oh
if
yeah,
you've been
he's
captured,
training.
you know,
He's
got to
like-
get the fucking jism out of the bloke so they leave you alone.
Yeah, he was doing this. He just had to tilt his hand.
Yeah. Well, you got to hold it like that to do it, but like that gives you really good wrist strength there.
Yeah.
So when you're twisting back,
Twisting
you
the
you
wristy.
can do the octopusy with it, and you can smash it. You know,
How crazy was Octopussy
it's dope.
from James Bond?
Yeah, it's so good.
There's just like all these characters.
We're insane.
All I know is Octopussy. I don't know.
Odd Job, Jaws.
No, the girls.
Yeah, I know, but you said all I know is I just started listing other characters. From
Oh no, I know the guys, which is
Oh,
probably
I
more.
think
gay.
Octopussy was the only girl, but bad guy.
Oh, is she a bad guy? I thought she was one of the ladies.
No, that was.
never saw the movie.
That was like Penny Money and fucking.
Yeah,
There's another one.
Girl.
What's the other one? And then there was all the whores over time. Pretty certain Octopussy was a bad. Let's find out. We've got the internet, and I've totally toasted this thing that you can all see. Oh no, Octopussy was the movie.
I sort of like the idea, because we were talking about this earlier, how...
Oh no, Octopussy was Maud Adams. There we go. So she was a character in the movie.
But I like the idea of, because my mum's Asian and she's got big mail order bride energy, but it's not mail order because my dad had to go pick her up. And I like...
Male collection.
Yeah, but I like the idea...
I think even saying that my mum was a male collection bride.
Well, I sort of infer that in one of my gags.
Yeah, but I know. But like, if you were to say she was a male collection bride, that term subverts the original term of mail order. So instead of mail order, it was mail collection.
Yeah, because like he went over there. I just love the idea of him receiving the Oz Post. Like, you missed us. Like, you're gonna have to come pick it up, and it's like, where? Fucking Bhutan or wherever the fuck. Like, it's not even time.
You're not selling people in Bhutan, man. They're trying to get gross national happiness, not gross happiness, you know?
Yeah, but like the idea of like, to me, because the Oz Post ticket is so iconic.
Yeah, like, you missed us.
You missed us. Now you have to... Where the fuck am I going?
Thailand?
Like, the rural farmlands in Thailand? What do you mean?
Fuck.
This is like a 16-hour detour.
I do like the idea of...
And they just have an Oz Post in Thailand.
It's just a box with your mum standing in like, hi,
Hey.
I've been waiting.
Yeah.
Please collect me.
And then the other idea of like my dad knocks up my mum over in Thailand, and then it's like she is the package. Well, there's a package and she's in the package.
Oh, you're a smuggled
and then
package
I'm
bag.
in... Yeah, I'm the ultimate...
She's smuggling you.
Yeah, it's like when we come over here on boats, like I'm a stowaway.
I think the way you do this is you start with that I was smuggled into this country.
Yeah.
And then people can be like, what do you mean I was smuggled in? Like, you know how they get drugs in?
In my mum.
In my mum.
Well, it was like that.
Yeah. So I was in my mum. When she came over illegally.
My dad, originally, he was in my mum.
Yeah. And then
I was in my mum.
And then they came over. So I was smuggled here.
She was born on the farmlands. He planted his seed. It's...
They didn't know that I was in her, so it was a secret.
Yeah.
You know?
Secret.
I was meant to have this guy come on the podcast, right? And I couldn't speak. Come.
Yeah.
He was meant to come on the podcast, and he swapped a baby for an iPhone in China.
What do you mean?
Yeah. That's what I mean. It's wild.
Okay,
Insane.
So he swapped an iPhone for a worker.
For a baby. So
A future worker.
look, he's white. I've heard the story differently, a couple of different ways
Hold
now.
on. So now
It's not for him. The baby wasn't for him.
So the white... No, hold on. Is he trading the iPhone?
He's giving the iPhone for the baby.
Oh, I thought he had a baby.
No.
And he's like, give me an iPhone.
This prostitute had
Here's
a baby.
a new worker.
This prostitute was about to have a baby.
Yeah.
And they were like,
What do we do?
we'll sell it to this rich family. She needs an iPhone for the baby. I was like, this is insane.
Well,
Anyway,
it's a lot cheaper.
I didn't get them on the pod, so I didn't get to dig deeper into what the fuck was really going on there. But
Well, I was thinking like,
just
now there's like a white kid in the sweatshop and he's like getting bullied by all the Asians because he's so white.
work faster, you dumb white. This one's defective. Kill it.
Yeah, he's pale.
It's fucking weak.
He's weak and pale.
Soft, weak white man. Kill it.
All the colours drained from his face. He's got COVID.
Why is he so soft?
He can't handle any spice.
I think there's more in this fucking war in the gym.
Yeah, there's probably more in it.
I'm thinking of oily war. Do you know war would be less...
It could tie into the sunscreen stuff,
I reckon
for sure.
war would be less bad if they just all oiled up and wrestled each other instead of shot each other.
Do you think that because sunscreen is oily,
Yeah, sunscreen's disgusting.
do you think there is a link here and be like, anyway, we've been going to the gym for, you know what I mean? Like at the end of the sunscreen gag and be like, anyway, he's my gym buddy. You know what I mean?
Oh, so you'd call back to it?
Yeah, if I can get this bit working.
Yeah, for sure.
And then later on be like, anyway, fucking,
Yeah.
I got to hit the gym up with this guy tomorrow. But
Yeah.
got a real workout in. I can barely walk.
If you can get it working, you can call back to it, for sure.
Yeah, because then it's like all the shit associated with not like, we're going to do leg day. I can barely walk. I can, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
There's heaps. Are you going to use KFC as the food you ate?
It is the food I ate.
Yeah, I know. What has been
What's
for the joke?
Yeah, I don't know. I think KFC is pretty notoriously associated with food poisoning. Oily. It's either that or Indian food. Something that did happen.
I wouldn't have thought that, but I don't eat Indian food, so
I'm just thinking of the people. But I went to an Indian restaurant and it was insane. What is insane? I was talking to my dad on the phone. So I was like, he might be the funniest cunt on earth because he's
unintentional funny.
Because I was like, Dad, I went to an Indian restaurant and then I looked around and they didn't have a toilet. And I said, it's kind of like not having, like you're going to put out a fire and you don't have a fire extinguisher on the ready. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then he's like, they didn't have a toilet. Just take a shit in the kitchen. The whole place is a toilet. I was like, okay, relax.
Chill, brother. Didn't you just buy food from here, cunt? You're telling me there's shit in the kitchen that you're buying food from?
Yeah. It's like, no, he still lives in Kalgoorlie. So we're just
Oh, he
chatting.
was talking about you going to an Indian restaurant.
Yeah.
You told him it was
I
no
went
toilet.
to an Indian restaurant and I was
okay.
talking to him.
I thought he was like, I'm in an Indian restaurant
And then
with
he
no
said,
toilet.
you could have just taken a shit in the manager's mouth as per their tradition. I was like, okay, what are you talking about?
That's a man who's isolated from society, eh?
But he just says anything.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. He's so isolated from society. Like, he just doesn't give a fuck about anyone.
He's just so, like, But he's not, it's not even malicious.
Yeah, I
he's
know.
just saying shit. He's just talking. There's 0%, even maybe -% maliciousness. He's just chatting.
Yeah, he's just talking shit. Just
Yeah.
pure shit.
He's not like, fuck those Indians. He's just like,
Yeah, shit in their mouth. That's tradition. What, cunt?
according to who?
Yeah, where did you get this information from, you psycho?
But yeah, interesting. But yeah, you were saying about there's more to because like oiling up, having a battle, it is like Rome. All over again. It's like Greece.
Oh,
2.0.
Greece.
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 Greasy Greece.
It's like the battle for Greece.
Barrels of it.
Barrels of Greece.
Greece 2.0.
I got another one.
Yeah. It's better have it. You're like, I went to Disney World.
Nah, this is a bit I actually wrote. I decided one day I was going to wake up and I was like, first thing you're doing today is writing a joke.
Yeah.
And this is what I wrote. Credit card brands will say a lot about a person. Like if a person pulls out their credit card, you can tell what kind of person they are.
Sure.
Because if they've got a Visa, you know they like to travel. If they've got a MasterCard, you know they like to be the boss. If they've got an American Express, you know that they want to be the fastest to be a dickhead.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all I've got.
Fastest to buy a gun.
Fast. I just thought that was like the fastest to be a dickhead.
You know they love a school shooting.
And why isn't
You
there
know-
any? Why isn't there any Australian Express? You know
Because
what's
nothing we do is express.
just like the quickest
Have
to
you
get
met
pissed.
Australians?
Yeah.
There's nothing in Australia that's express. The only thing that is express is how much we don't give a fuck. Like that's instant. But everything else is like
Australian expressionists.
yeah. Australian Express is like the two words are at odds with each other because you cannot have an Australian who is express.
Yeah, everything.
Unless he's on meth.
Oh, Australian Express is just to buy gear with.
Yeah. That's the only way you can get Australian Express. It's like buying a premium Australian. Is once he's on the gear, now he's able to be like a normal speed human. But before then, taking speed to get far more speed.
There we go.
Faster.
Why isn't there an Australian Express? Would it just be a meth head?
Well, Australian Express, to me, what I'm thinking is like, there is no express. Like, express is like quick.
Yeah, would it just be a meth head?
Yeah, well, Australian Express, you've met him. He's on the train.
Down the road. Won't shut the fuck up.
Well, because Express is associated with trains.
With speed. Oh.
Like
Trains, yeah.
Like a bullet.
Go fast.
Yeah, yeah. Like the guy is on the train.
Yeah. I get where you're going with that. And not the autism one.
Yeah, yeah. It's what happens if someone on autism takes meth? Do they just
become autistic?
Yeah, or spastic?
I don't fucking know, man. What one of the non-verbal autisms?
Yeah, they just flap really fast. Just immediately turn into a pretzel. Like the cunt takes off.
It starts flying.
Actually starts levitating.
He actually gets some lift.
He becomes like Archimedes. What's that cunt's name with
Icarus.
the wing? Icarus.
Icarus.
You know, he just sat in a cunt that sat in a bar.
Flew too far.
Too much meth and he's just in the bar. This is the autism elite. The guy starts flapping and then sits in a bar.
What, man? There's got to be a study somewhere. It's like, what happens when we give autistic cunts gear? Let's look it up.
They're like they start Tesla.
Autistic people meth.
They start.
You know what I should do? I should write amphetamines because there's no stimulants. That's the word. That's the word they want to use.
They go straight to Silicon Valley.
Yes. The answer is straight away yes. This has been done. Multiple studies have investigated the use of stimulants in autistic individuals, particularly those with co-occurring ADHD, and some studies suggesting that you can improve ADHD-related symptoms like hyperactivity and impulsivity with others highlighted potential side effects. Potential benefits, they're cooked. Some research suggests that stimulants can help improve attention and reduce impulsivity in autistic individuals. Yeah, okay, he's going back to ADD. Common side effects, become a crackhead. It's important to note that stimulants can also have side effects, including appetite reduction, sleep disturbances, irritability, and emotional outbursts. Dope. This is the one that you're going to love. Long-term side effects. Some studies have investigated the long-term effects of stimulant medication in autistic individuals, with some suggesting long-acting stimulants may have greater side effects than immediate-release preparations. That didn't even answer the question. Did you know that there is a very common side effect for children prescribing stimulants to get psychosis and schizophrenia?
Well, that's all right. They got to learn someday, I guess.
Coca.
I thought about
That wasn't helpful at all.
So here's just like a shit idea of last night. Dan and I were talking about. He's got a memory foam bed. And he lays down, and now it's got like an indent, because he's like
Where he lays all the time.
yeah, yeah.
I feel like that's a way to suffocate.
Well, maybe, but he's like,
I've got a memory foam pillow, and like that's not like my foot goes on it.
But the memory foam like never lets him forget that he's getting fat. It's like always reminding him.
This is where your stomach was.
Yeah,
now
yeah,
you've got a
well, he's actually lost a bit of weight now. So, but
Oh.
it still exists. Like there's a divot where he's like, that's his spot.
But now because he's got more space to move, it
Yeah.
feels uncomfortable.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yep.
But that's what he was telling me last night. I thought it was interesting. He was also telling me how pigeon shit used to be really expensive.
Same as batshit. Batshit's wild.
Why?
It was used for something. What was batshit used for, Eddie? It's got a special name. What was batshit used for? Bat guano. There was wars over it. There was wars over it.
What? But
Because it's got heaps of nitrogen in it, and nitrogen's hell good for
it's growing
growth.
plants.
Ready? Guano wars.
But you can't have too much nitrogen, otherwise it burns your plants.
Yeah. That's why the shit was good. All right, the Guano Wars primarily refers to the Chinchilla Islands Wars of 1864 to 1866 and the War of the Pacific in 1879 to 1883, both driven by disputes over guano and other resources.
Guana
Is batshit.
there's a country that sounds sort of like this. Guana.
Oh, you're thinking of
Rwanda.
Ghana.
Yeah, Ghana.
Ghana. I had a client that I sold a house to from Ghana, and my boss didn't want to take his money.
Was he retarded?
No, he was white. And my boss was like,
It sounds like a place where black people...
they genuinely thought I was getting scammed. They're like, Darcy, this guy's scamming you. I was like, he's not fucking scamming me. He's got a block of land in Rivervale, and he wants to build a fucking house on it.
He's
they're
a real person.
It's like, they're like, nah, mate, you're talking to someone in West Africa, in Ghana. This is a scam.
Oh, it's Ghana.
Cunt, this is not a scam.
Like I met him.
They wouldn't even let me sign it up. I was like, the cunt's giving us $5,000. That's a deal. Take it. And he's like, nah, it's a fuck. They're going to do something. I was like, he wants to pay all in cash. And they're like, no. I'm like, you cunts are fucking idiots. You got a house in the end.
But it does sound like you're going to get scammed.
How? We don't have to pay for anything. He gives us money. We build a house.
Just the place Ghana sounds
look,
like a scammy place.
A human being living in Ghana sounds not real. But if a cunt's sending money...
like Botswana. Like anything that ends in Ana is not...
Oh, so you mean all African countries? Because like Ana is like...
all untrustworthy people.
Ana is like the African word of Stan.
Stan?
Stan. Pakistan, Uzbekistan, Afghanistan.
Yeah, Ana, banana.
Yeah, Ghana,
Monkeys love 'em.
Botswana, Marijuana.
Oh, yeah.
That's the place too. Nigeriana.
Ganja.
Oh, Spain. The batshit wars are in Spain. Suppose that's where the term batshit crazy come from. Another pointless fact.
I think it's... What other... Present me another idea. And we'll try and...
What have I got? Oh, this one I actually really like. I like this one a lot because I think it's got some legs. I just haven't worked it out too well yet. I've written it twice separately. So the premise is like a midlife crisis isn't a crisis. And it's ridiculous to call it that. Because who's calling it a crisis? It's never the person in it.
No, they're having...
a fat time. They're getting fast cars. They're fucking young chicks. They're spending the money they earn, right?
Yeah.
So how's that a crisis? It's only a crisis to the kids that are like, fuck, he's killing our inheritance. Yeah. So they're calling it a crisis because they're like having an existential crisis that, shit, now I've got to work myself to fucking make sure daddy's money doesn't get burnt. And I'm fucked here.
And you're like, I think what I'm trying to say is that I don't have any inheritance left for my kids.
Yeah. Like
you are the insert character.
Well, the insult is like that guy's going through a midlife crisis.
There's not
so you're trying to make him feel bad for what he's enjoying doing because your money is... It's the most gaslighty term ever. A midlife crisis as an insult is like you're gaslighting your parents into giving you their inheritance.
Yeah. Yeah. He is... but he's just having a good time.
He's having a fat time.
Because if anyone is younger, they're just like, oh, they're just living their best life.
Just living life. But if you're a midlife crisis, and like, it's pretty fucked up because like the way that I've been living up until this point, I'm midlife. And if I'm meant to be having a crisis right now with fast cars and fucking young chicks, what is my life then?
Yeah, what is...
Like, what am I living? A midlife fucking catastrophe?
Yeah, you're in the real crisis.
Bro.
You need disaster relief.
I need disaster relief. Can someone give me their inheritance that I'm clearly not getting so that I can have a crisis?
Yeah.
Because I would like a fast car and some hot chicks about.
Yeah, it's kind of like, you could, like a comparison of like, if their crisis is like...
Kicking ass, what am I living?
But it's kind of like what comparison to like theirs is kind of like a hurricane... Well, not a hurricane, like something less, like a windy day. Like if that's a crisis.
Bro,
well, mine is like a fucking hurricane.
This is like a fucking Hawaiian holiday.
Yeah, the sun
Your crisis is killing.
The crisis, the sun is shining.
Yeah, you've got a good...
It's a nice breeze.
Yeah.
My crisis, or your crisis, is like there's a hurricane that's ripped up my house.
I'm literally getting raped.
Yeah.
Like, do you understand that the tax man is scraping my bowels out?
You get sucked up by the hurricane, and then the hurricane rapes you, and then throws you back on the ground.
Yeah, go back. That's the basis of the idea.
Yeah, but you are right. It's not really a crisis.
It's not. They don't even think it's a crisis. It's a gaslighting term.
Well, they spent so much of their time making this money,
and now they want to spend it.
Yeah.
And the only one pissed off about it
Is the
is
kid.
the cunts that don't have the money.
Yeah.
The cunts are like, he's got more money than me. He's having a crisis. No.
Yeah, like
I'm having a fat time, motherfucker.
I guess it's kind of like Leonardo DiCaprio, how people are like, he sleeps with younger women, and you're like, yeah,
Yeah, that's what he's doing.
he's like a
He's not a pedophile. He's not fucking 16-year-olds, so who cares?
he's like a millionaire.
Yeah, like
And he's having sex with hot women.
people are getting shitty about that, but they're still not asking for the list of Epstein Island.
Yeah.
Where's the client list? Give us the client list, please. And this has come out since Pam Bondi released things, motherfucker.
I don't know anything about Epstein Island.
I know too much about everything.
All I know is that the wheelchair guy went there.
Stephen Hawking, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what really blew my mind about all the shit coming out about him with the midgets and the whiteboards and all that shit? Is like, I thought, given that it was Stephen Hawking, he would have been like really into the black holes.
What? Oh, yeah. Spreading some black hole. Oh, man. I was trying to get this shit working a long time ago. That was like, do you think when we have space police, they're going to try arrest the black holes? And then, like, they go to arrest, they get, like, the handcuffs out, and it's like, whoa.
Oh, part of the singularity.
Yeah, it's just like, well, just like they can't arrest it because it just keeps getting sucked in.
And it never actually stopped. You know, the idea of the singularity is you don't get to the singularity because it's continuously slowing down and it never actually hits a point.
It just gets spaghettied.
Yeah, but like it always like it at every point it's slowing down each time, so it never gets there.
Yeah, it's very scary.
No, really? What? No. How can it be scary? It's
Well,
like being scared of fucking like
Well, I think it would hurt.
mate, the size of a black hole, you wouldn't even notice it. It's like getting shot at point blank range. Over.
How quickly do I get spaghettied?
Instantly.
Oh, that's all right then.
Like
It's like some Titanic diver shit, just instantly gone.
you think about it, that's crunching stars and Earths.
Yeah, it's crunching.
You know, it's just spaghettifying monsters, and you're worried about your tiny little speck of dust
I'm
in it.
like,
Oh no! You're already like miles gone.
but anyway, the whole point is that I was trying to tie back to the sunscreen stuff and be like, anyway, the guy was black, and then I bent him over, and I was like, what? He just sucked up my dick.
Space police. The Space Force exists. That's a real
Space
thing.
police, they are inside of my head.
But I think that's the midlife crisis. What else have we got now?
Midwife crisis.
Sounds like a midlife party.
It sounds pretty cool.
Yeah. I haven't figured out how to make it like, I have got a funny line in here. It's just the kids being like, Daddy, 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 please stop spending my money, Daddy. Daddy, Daddy, Daddy. No, 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 Daddy, Daddy, Daddy. Stop the crisis, Daddy, 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 Daddy.
But there are elements of like, it feels a little tragic because the more that you talk to people that are like early 20s, you're like, these people suck.
Yeah, but what's tragic about the midlife crisis part?
Well, you're talking to these women.
Does anyone?
Women or men, it doesn't really matter.
Oh, yeah, but they don't care. They're just like, I'm fucking a hot chick for the first time ever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I've got money.
You know, this is sick. I found out what they get bored of it. And like, this cunt suck to speak to.
Yeah, you're like, there's no substance here.
No, none. But they're not looking, at that point, no substance. Do you reckon when dudes are getting mail order wives, they're looking for substance?
Yeah. No.
I wonder if some are. I've met some people where I'm like, you don't even have substance. So you're not getting none.
Yeah. You sort of attract what you are.
Yeah. But I mean, with a mail order, you kind of just cop what you get.
Yeah. Can you return a mail order?
No. That's why those fuck cunts over. That's why there's like, no, out.
But like, it's bad enough going on like a date with someone and then very quickly you realize like, I hate this cunt.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're willing to buy a wife.
But very quick, how bad? But that's like a next level.
Yeah, so like if you're willing to buy a wife, I feel like the resolve for compromise is You're like, fuck it. Give me something. I'll pay for it even.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if you're like, I'm going to get a missus, you're like, I can talk to people and be like, that one sucks. That one sucks. That one's kind of cool.
At that point, shouldn't they just get like a realistic sex doll or something?
Yeah, but they didn't exist in the old days. Them sex robots come out, selling women's going to be a hard job.
Yeah.
You know? That industry's going to fuck them over. You think that people are going to lose jobs because of AI. You wait till sex robots come out and chicks are going to lose jobs. There's going to be prostitution. Over. Don't need that.
Because then it's like...
Mail orders. Don't need that.
Because then it's like ethical prostitution.
Well, I mean, it depends until we start giving robots rights and then maybe
Yeah.
we're doing something wrong here.
But what... Yeah, because where's the line where you're like, well, I guess robots have rights now.
And you're like, well, so I can't fuck it when I want. It's good to say yes.
Yeah.
Good to gain consent from my fucking sex robot. Why did I buy this thing? Why did I buy it? I can't even come in it when I want. It's good to say yes, and it only likes to have sex between 11 and 12 at night.
Yeah, it becomes like a real woman.
But I'm fucking tired because I get up at 6 to go to work so I can pay for this robot to have electricity.
Oh.
And now I don't even want to charge it because I'm going to be asleep when I can fuck it. There's no point. Can I sell it to somebody else? Can I get my money back?
Yeah, you get shitty with your own sex robot.
Yeah, this is amazing. I got to pay for its electricity. Do you know how much electricity this sex robot uses?
What do you think?
And it doesn't even get wet for me before 11 o'clock at night.
Do you think the sex robot will be called like
Jennifer 2.0.
Yeah. Oh,
I reckon they'll be so customizable. It'll be dope.
Yeah. You don't think they'll just... Yeah, they'll probably just have a name.
Yeah, I think you'll be able to name it.
Yeah, you're not like just buying the fucking prostate.
Well, think about all the games that have
tickler.
create a character in them.
Yeah.
You telling me that you're not going to be able to 3D print a sex robot's fucking prosthetic skin on the front?
Yeah.
With the fucking create a character?
Because they'd have like defaults.
Yeah, they'll be like, take fucking Vanessa or whatever. Or you can create Vanessa
Yeah.
and give her tighter pussy lips and bigger eyes or whatever. Cunts be fucking animals in minutes, eh?
Or a bigger pussy and tighter eyes.
Yeah, just, whatever you want to go for. I just went with whatever I could think. First thing came to my head. I do wonder, right, how long it's going to take for sex robots to hit normality. Because you know who's going to tease sex robots the most.
Tease them.
Yeah.
What
Hot chicks.
Yeah.
Oh my God. You're fucking a robot. That's fucking gross. You won't let me fuck you, bitch.
Yeah.
So I got this so I don't have to deal with that fucking dumb voice. Shut up, cunt.
Where's the, like, but what about if the sex robot becomes sentient and, like, just as annoying? Because there's, like, really...
You can get older models.
Because I've worked with... Yeah, okay. Well, I've...
Go back to the first model that hasn't got a software update.
Because I've worked with people in traffic because I do traffic management, and it seems like the industry is at least somewhat dominated by like young, attractive women.
Yeah, because they fucking have no skill.
Yeah.
They're just like, I was hot.
Well,
This is how I got through school. Now I'm going to twist a pole.
Well, that's fine, but it's like
You're not getting anywhere either if you do that.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I'm talking to them, or one of them, and one of them was saying she went to, I can't remember where, France. Hey?
Oh, France. Standard.
Where did you say?
Beauty college.
Oh, yeah, no.
I realised I didn't really like makeup.
Yeah, she went to France, and then she was like, you should definitely go because I went to France and this guy let me on his yacht and then he let me stay at his house for free.
You're like, none of that's happening for me.
Yeah, I was like, what? Maybe if I blow him, he'll let me stay on his dinghy. Like, I'm not getting the same treatment as you.
You're not getting any of this happening ever.
Yeah.
No, not even remotely possible.
Yeah.
The only way this happens is if I was already selling him drugs beforehand.
Yeah.
And he's like, I like this guy.
Yeah, if
He's got cocaine for
if
me.
he likes my vibe, he might let me hang out.
Yeah, for an hour or three.
Yeah.
Yeah, or if I'm like making bulk money and he's like, we can make money together, but I'm not doing any of what you just said.
And even...
Comedians are the only dudes that have somewhat of that ability to happen to them.
Yeah.
Because it's like, we know you're broke. You just want to come stay on our couch so you can come do gigs here.
Because I know there was another girl I met in Bunbury, and she was really attractive, and she was from the UK. And then she's just like talking about how like she just randomly stay on some guy's farm and then just have like all these crazy decadent meals and bubble baths and stuff. And then she wouldn't even sleep with him. And you just
Yeah, because there'd be the illusion of it happening.
yeah.
Cunts.
And I'm like, yeah, they're like, you've really got to go down to the southwest. It's amazing there and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, it's not going to happen to me, cunt.
Do you reckon they're like disillusioned?
They live in a separate reality.
Yeah, it's completely different.
Hot girl 10 out of 10 reality is fucking not real.
It's not even close for fives. You know what I mean?
But it's like, yeah, they're like, oh man, everyone's so nice to me. Like, it's so weird.
How
No, everyone wants to fuck you.
Yeah, but imagine living that life.
And
Like
then,
that video I seen of that Adelaidean bitch bitching this morning because the taxi driver told her actually her pussy smells because she didn't want to take her for a drive. And she's
was she hot?
crying about it. She's like a radio presenter or something, crying about it on a video. It's like, is this the first time someone's insulted you?
Yeah, it's
Is this the first time someone said something to you, cunt?
Someone's called my pussy smelly heaps of time.
I've copped everything. I copped everything before 7. I had people saying mean shit to me before I was 7, and it hasn't stopped my whole life. What the fuck? Your pussy smells. Wow.
So what? Wash it, I guess.
Get out the car. Move on to the next one. This is called living. I've been threatened to be shot at because I knocked on a door. And you're like, oh my God, he told me to get out of his place of business and told me my pussy stinks because I wouldn't listen to him.
Well,
Fuck off.
I don't know. Well, first question, does her pussy stink? Maybe it's a time to do some self-improvement.
Either way, she wasn't getting the drift.
He was getting the drift of the pussy stink.
He stunk. He was like, I'm not doing this. I stink. You stink harder. Get out. She got in the car, said her address, and he's like, no, get out.
Yeah.
And then she's like, I'll pay you more. And he's like, get out of my car. Your pussy stinks.
That is great. It's a great move.
It's just I've already said get out. You're in my fucking car.
And then there's no like return.
Do you know?
She can't be like, you got a tiny dick. He's like, well, whatever. Your pussy reeks.
Do you know what would be even funnier? If it turns out that this guy was just a ditcher.
Ditcher.
Yeah, and he's not like a taxi driver and Uber driver.
She just got in his car.
She just got in an Indian dude's car, and he's like, what the fuck? Get out of my car. I mean, I don't think a ditcher would say, you know, your pussy stinks, get out. But
No,
it's like,
he's really nice.
he's got that funny bit about how like some
Yeah,
cunt just jumps in his car and treated him like an Uber, and he's like, motherfucker, what?
Whatever, I'll drop you off.
Yeah, I'll take you. I'm not an Uber driver.
It is. I don't know. Yeah, some people do live in an altered reality.
Everyone lives in an altered reality.
can't
Every single human being on this earth lives in their own altered version of the reality.
Because when I was younger, through the ages of like 7 to sometime 19 or 20, I was like really fat. And then when you lose weight, people just treat you differently.
Yeah. Full stop. People treat you differently for everything.
Yeah, and then they're like, oh, like, you look so much better now. And I was like, well, at the time you said I looked great, like perfect, fine. Yeah. And they're like, well,
I didn't want to be mean.
Yeah, well, you should have been.
It might have motivated me.
What really motivated me was enough actual people saying, dude, you're like gonna die.
You're fat as fuck, huh?
Yeah, you're fat and you're not gonna get any good puss.
Yeah, you can like deny it.
That's like the real thing. Like, well, I was like, well, the only people...
Shame will motivate you.
The only people I can, like, consistently sleep with are ugly, or I find them ugly, disgusting, Lizzo-looking bitches. And then I'm like, I don't want to do that. So I'm going to just get fit.
I'm going to fix this.
Yeah, I'm going to lose 30 kilos, whatever.
And stop living my midlife crisis.
Yeah. Yeah, it was going to be my midlife. My heart was going to fail at 40.
The way you're living. 20 was midlife.
Yeah. It was nearly the end of the road.
No fast car, no hot chicks. This is bullshit.
Yeah.
What am I living? I reckon we wrap it because I think we've deviated from jokes.
Yeah. In a weird way, I think the second half of the pod was more interesting.
Yeah, because we weren't trying to make jokes.
And then no one will get to this part.
I don't know. Maybe if they want to see how we write a joke. I suppose we've got two
I
premises
think this
that we're
stuff
both
is
going to walk on.
interesting.
You got the fucking the Middle East, the Middle Intestine War,
Yeah.
and I've got my midlife crisis.
Both middle.
That's what are the odds, eh?
Middle life.
That's mid intestine. No, it's fucking stupid.
Middle East life.
I'm gonna do that. Why don't we do that? We'll like work on this. We'll do another pod
See how it's come along.
on these to where we get them
and
to.
tell people like how it's come along.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then till when we think they're done.
Well, I can't remember who was saying it, but it's like it feels like super attractive girl is like life on easy mode.
Yeah.
And the next is super attractive guy. Oh, it's pretty close.
I don't know.
Like if you're a super attractive guy,
Definitely helps.
you get mad puss, but are you getting shit for free?
I think
Not really.
I think hot chick beats super attractive guy.
I think so.
I think
Because hot chick doesn't even need to have a job.
I think you've got like down to like 6 or 7 that understand what they are and know how to work it.
They can just get free meals and free drinks perpetually.
Yeah, but I mean like 6 or 7 that get how to work it. They're still above super attractive guy.
Yeah.
Like if you're 6 or 7 out of 10, you're still in a better position than hot dude.
I think hot dude, you still got to have a job.
Yeah.
Like
You still got to do
you
shit.
can be super attractive girl
do nothing forever.
and just live in your parents' basement with cats
until you're like 32.
then
you're
it
fucked.
gets a bit sus.
Then you're fucked.
Yeah.
Because you've got opinions at that point, and they're like, "Shut up!" Unless you become one of those mega gold diggers, and you managed to get married,
Yeah,
and
then
then
the guy's fucked.
wrought the cunt out hard, and then you're just constantly cougaring and doing that, and fucking motherfuckers over. And
That's
just
my
look,
mum.
well, success.
She's like an entrepreneur.
Is she or a con artist? One of the two.
Yeah, well, but her business is like letting people get up in her business.
Oh.
And then she then gets half of their shit.
Get in my business, then I get your business.
Yeah,
this is
yeah.
mine now. This is mine now.
Yeah, but and then I think so it's super attractive girl, attractive guy, then it's unattractive guy.
Yeah, because more work ethic.
Yeah, but unattractive guy can still have like hella cash and still get bitches.
Yeah, work ethic.
Then it's like goblin woman. They're at the bottom.
I don't think they have any.
That's like
They are the bottom.
That's life on super hard mode.
Yeah, no, they've got nothing.
Don't you?
Yes, I can't. I'm trying to think of like some success.
Do you think that makes sense?
Gina Reinhardt is the one I'm coming to mind. Like maybe, but she's still inherited. She's still not worked it.
But she's got so much money.
Yeah, no, but what I was thinking of Goblin Woman. I'm trying to think of a Goblin Woman that's self-made,
Yeah.
and I'm not succeeding.
Yeah, she was like
Someone-
born into it.
You should have born into it, so she's not. It's not the same. I mean, if we start everyone in the same spot, like zero, like your parents are like they exist.
But how much crazier would it be if Gina was like this banging MILF?
She has so much money. She could be.
Yeah.
She's got
But
enough
she-
money to make it happen.
But she was just born
You seen
in
Elon Musk when he had PayPal?
his skinny ass.
Disgusting looking.
Oh, yeah.
Look, older than he
But
does now.
she's got everything. She's got no reason to work for it. You know what I mean? Like she can
Yeah.
just be a fat, slimy
She
pig.
can be a hobgoblin and be fine with it.
Yeah, because she's like, go fuck yourself.
We're gonna cop one of those. What was it? Who said? Someone said some bad shit about Gina Reinhardt.
Rena John
It was fucking Midnight Oil Singer, fucking Bald Man Spastic Dance.
Oh, Tony Abbott.
Yeah, that cunt. No, what's his fucking name? Peter Epstein? I don't fucking know. What is it? Bald Man Spastic Dance. Peter Hellier? I don't know.
Aunt Mexie's.
No, what is?
No, just
What is his name?
Bruce Willis.
No.
Oh.
We're going to the Google. It's fucking Peter.
His name and bald
Peter
people.
Garrett. Peter Garrett.
Peter Dutton.
Peter Garrett. There we go. Peter Garrett said
Clive Parmigiana.
everyone should dance on fucking Gina Reinhardt's grave or some shit. And then she's like, he's a washed up hack.
Well, it'll be tough because there'll be a huge mound from her body.
It's a mountain, Mountain Reinhardt.
Yeah, from all the gases releasing,
Oh,
the ground will...
all the destroyed slup from all the mine sites they're building Mount
What's
Reinhardt.
slup?
Oh, I made up word.
I was like, I don't think that's
not a real
real.
word, dude.
You could have just said slop.
Yeah, but slup sounded better when you're
Slut.
thinking of goblins.
Yeah, goblin.
Goblins. Fucking hell.
Goblins.
Slup.
Lovely jubbly.
Goblin
different.
slup from Mount Reinhardt. And that's like her pyramid.
That just sounds like it's coming right out of a big smelly mutt hole.
Yeah, see, this is why it works.
Slup.
Jenna Reinhardt slup. She's putting it onto to
Big
make
slutty sloppy hole.
to make Reinhardt
Sloppy
mount.
tuppy.
Jenna Reinhardt sluppy tubby makes the slup to go on the mountain. They would call it Mount Reinhardt.
Oh no, we're going abo digital now.
Nah, just the accent that comes with the slup.
Yeah, big sluppy. Big sluppy tuppy.
All right, let's wrap it.
I do love the word tuppy.
Tubby's dope. My mate's got it at his number plate.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was like,
Is he Aboriginal?
No.
Good for him.
It's a good word, but Tuppy's strong.
Well, right at the finish line here, I'll tell you a couple stories about Aboriginals. This one didn't happen to me personally, but it was in Kalgoorlie.
It's probably the worst story to tell if it didn't happen to you personally.
Why?
Because it seems more made up. It's like my mate's dog had this happen to
Well,
him.
anyway, so my mate Luke, he's been on
Oh,
another
yeah,
pod.
yeah.
You met him?
I
Know of him?
did meet him once at the windmill.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And he used to work at Chicken Treat, and he stockpiled like $80,000 working at Chicken Treat. Then he took 3 years off and played video games and did nothing.
Did he burn 80K in 3 years?
Yeah.
That's
because he
ridiculous.
lost like 30K trading options.
Okay. So he gambled. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and he was saying that if you do enough options, he was doing minute by minute,
Wow.
which is like guessing, is it going to go up or down
Oh, I know what it is.
by
It's
the minute?
wild.
And then he's like, if you do it enough, you can start to feel the money leaving your bank account.
Oh, okay.
You
There we
you
go.
can you can feel the market, according to him.
Yeah, that's a gambler's
Anyway,
thing.
he felt it pretty good because he lost fucking 30
Yeah, that's-
something thousand dollars.
Get on the spins and you can feel when the feature's coming.
Apparently, he lost like $20,000 in one night,
Yeah.
and then he was hyperventilating, and his heart was beating so fast. Anyway, so he's working at Chicken Treat.
So now he's doing it again. He loved it.
Well, now he's working at Woolies. He's like 32 years old, and he's working at Woolies.
Oh, God.
So, well, I'm not much I think because I'm a supervisor, I'm just 1/2 a millistep in front of him. Well, I'm making a lot better money, but
Yeah. I'm not surprised.
because I'm working for the government.
He's at Woolies.
Yeah. And he was only working 12 hours a week at Woolies because apparently it was too hard on the body. But the point is, and then he was working at Woolies and he hated his boss so much, but he didn't know how to get back at him. So he just went to the toilets and jacked off because he was so angry.
What?
I don't know.
That makes no sense.
But anyway, he was working at Chicken Treat.
I'm whacking off in the toilets. I'm so angry.
It's like he's gay.
Ah!
But
This will piss him off. I've just spent 5 minutes pulling my dick in the dunny. How do you like that on the work hours?
poo particles going up your urethra.
Fuck it out.
But anyway, jacking off in the Woolies toilet's probably a big low for some people. But that's his
Jacking off in the Woolies toilets because you're pissed off at your boss
Yeah.
is wild.